Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the University of Redlands Inside Courier Gym for tonight's Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference matchup between the visiting Leopards of the University of La Verne and your Bulldogs of the University of Redlands. I'm Lance Franey, Sports Information Director here at the University of Redlands, and I am joined by Charlie Yeager, Assistant Football Coach here at the University of Redlands. Charlie, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks for having me once again.
It's going to be an exciting game here this evening. We're about to get underway, 15 seconds until game time, and then we're going to do the national anthem and the starting lineups. But for now, we're going to take a quick second here for the starters of national anthem, and then we'll be right back here on the Bulldog Sports Network. And we are back on the Bulldog Sports Network, about to get underway here with our Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference matchup this evening between the Leopards and the Bulldogs. Once again, I'm Lance Franey, joined by Charlie Yeager for tonight's broadcast. And we are excited to be here with all of you this evening. Our starting lineups this evening for both teams. First, for the visitors, for the University of La Verne.
So tonight, for the University of La Verne, starting at guard number 5, Jazlyn Johnson, senior out of Fontana, California. She started every game so far this season, got 16 steals on the season, and she's going to create havoc on the defensive end. Next, we got number 12, Jaylen Curry, senior guard from Ganado, Arizona. She's a transfer from Cal State LA. Season high, 31 points last game versus Whittier. Number 22, Mariah Laura, senior guard out of Downey, California. This is her first start of the season. She's going to see a little starting action, and she's a pretty good field goal shooter, 46.2% from the field. Monica Garcia Silvia, senior guard out of Los Angeles, California. She missed the first half of the season, but they're glad to have her back as a scorer and a rebounder. She's a leading field goal shooter with 54% on the team. And last, you got number 42, Kayla Rubio, the forward senior out of Calexico, California. She's the leader in the SCIAC in rebounds with 11.3 per game. second most rebounds for the entire year at 124, just behind Claremont Mudd Scripps' Austin Masuno.
Now let's talk about the University of Redlands Bulldogs starters this evening.
Tonight for the University of Redlands, we see some familiar faces back to the starters that started the original first game of the season. Cheyenne Pacquilinowan, senior guard out of Valencia, California. She's the fourth in SCIAC in three-point percentage, shooting at a clip of 38.5%, and she's third in field goal percentage at 48.1%, and she shoulders most of the minutes for the team with 32.9. Jordan Smith, who got her first start again Monday, number 11, senior guard out of Tustin, California, averages twice as many points at home. Then number 20, Angelina Roach, junior guard, Alyssa Downs, senior guard, and Hannah Jarrier, the senior center.
So those are your starting lineups for both teams. Talk about a few more of the in-depth analysis of a few more of those starters for the Bulldogs here at the very end.
Yeah, so number 20, Angelina Roach. She's 6 of 11, 54% from the field against Pomona Pitzer, shot 7 of 10 from the free throw line, had 19 points. And over the last 4 games, she's averaging 17.8 points a game. Alyssa Downs, the best three-point shooter on the team. She leads the SCIAC in three-point percentage at 42%. And Hannah Jarrier on Monday against Pomona Pitzer had the double-double, 12 points, 12 rebounds, 1 block, and 4 assists.
So those are your starting lineups this evening. We are underway inside Currier Gym for tonight's Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference matchup. The three-pointer here from Cheyenne Pacquilinowan is in and out and rebounded by number 12, Jaylen Curry, senior from Ganado, Arizona. We've talked about this. The schedule, the Bulldogs come in at 10-2 overall, a perfect 6-0 in conference play compared to the University of La Verne Leopards, who are 9-5 on the season, 2-4 in conference play. And we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about these two teams coming into tonight's game here at our first break. But what are going to be the keys to get a victory here this evening for the Maroon and Gray?
So for the Maroon and Gray, well, let's talk about La Verne a little bit, because that'll fall into what our keys are going to be to try to win this game, right? So La Verne's very active. They like to get up and down the court. They like to shoot the three. They got 2 girls, one of them being Marissa Howell. She's got the green light. She can shoot it whenever she gets down. They're a little bit of a run and gun. So for the Bulldogs, keys are going to be control the tempo, pound the ball inside. That's going to limit possessions for La Verne, limit shots, and then they're going to have to rebound. La Verne's going to take a lot of shots. I believe you said they lead the conference in shot taking.
Correct.
So getting those rebounds is going to be a big deal. And you can't fall into that frantic pace that La Verne pushes. You've got to stay settled. You have to play Bulldog basketball, which is pound the ball inside.
Yeah, some important takeaways there from what you talked about. University of La Verne leads the conference in scoring shots per game. They're putting up almost 80 shots a game, which is unheard of for a Division III basketball program. But their philosophy under head coach Jason Pruitt, if you're going to be taking a ton of shots, most of them are probably going to fall, which allows you to average a lot of points in the game. But then it comes down to defense. Are you able to stop the other teams as well from scoring? And for the University of Redlands, they're going to try and slow things down tonight. They're going to try and use their height with Hannah Jarrier and Julia Balistreri. As you saw, Jarrier with the first basket of the game down low. Nice turnaround jumper inside. So that's going to be huge for the University of Redlands. This week, they actually just received votes in the D3Hoops.com top 25 national rankings for the first time this season. So there's a lot riding on this contest to kind of build off of that momentum. And so far, they've done a tremendous job this season. Like I said, 10-2 overall, 6-0 in conference play. So 8 seconds here on the shot clock for the University of La Verne. Jumper here from number 34, Monica Garcia Silva. Ball rattles around, and it's going to be an offensive board here for La Verne. That's actually number 5, Jazlyn Johnson. Ball's loose on the floor. Roque is there, and that's going to be a jump ball. It's going to remain with La Verne. 9 seconds on the shot clock, and you're going to see this from the University of La Verne. 5 subs in, 5 subs out, and he's going to do that constantly throughout the game, continuing to keep fresh legs in the contest.
Yeah, platoon subbing, something I haven't seen since Jim Ducey was the head men's basketball coach here. He used to platoon sub. He won a SCIAC title doing it one year. A few years ago, he tried it again. Didn't quite work as well. but they like to keep the girls fresh because they like to run up and down the court. And if you can keep fresh legs, keep people running. If you look on their roster, they've got 24 girls on their roster, and many of them see anywhere between 8 to 12 minutes. And then you have your big starters, and they average about 20 minutes a game.
Here's Angelina Roach, tosses inside. Hannah Jerrier is there for the layup, and that's just a nice little drop-off to Hannah, who was able to lay it up for an easy 2. So 4-0 the score here. Jerrier with the first couple baskets. Here, Jordan Smith with a steal. She's going to take it inside, drops it off to Pacquilinowan, up with her left. Nice layup there by the senior point guard. And it all started with Jordan Smith, number 11 here for the U of R, with that steal right off the bat.
Nice aggressive play by Jordan Smith. Nice and easy down the court. On the turnover, finds Pacquilinowan, and they're up 6-0.
So that jumper off the mark from Kendall Stanley, junior from Lakewood, California. And that's going to be gathered down low, and that's going to be awarded to the Bulldogs. 6:28 here in this first quarter. Just underway inside Courier Gym. No spectators allowed for the contest here in the month of January due to COVID-19 health and safety protocols. Here's Angelina Roach running the point for the Bulldogs. Pick set high by Alyssa Downs. Roach goes, little shuffle with the feet. No traveling violation, and the shot's off the mark and rebounded by number 24, Stanley. So here comes La Verne the other way. Still scoreless over the first 4 minutes of this opening quarter, and Alyssa Downs runs right through the pick, which was set by Casey Santos, the senior, and just ran through her. And that's going to be a foul on her, first personal, first team foul.
Yeah, she just decided she was going to be a little more physical, and credit to the Leopards. Stood in there, took it, got the foul, keep possession.
So here's Sullivan with it, takes it inside, layup off the mark, ball bounces around, and here's Pacquilinowan with the defensive rebound. You've got a 3-on-2. Here's Angelina Roach, high off the glass. That's going to stay on the back and drop.
Wow.
That ball almost sat on the back of the cylinder and almost stayed there. Everyone was kind of waiting anxiously, and it drops in for a basket.
Shades of Tiger Woods, 16th green at the Masters. Everybody collectively holding their breath. Slightly different scenario, but nonetheless.
So 8-0 the score here. Alyssa Downs will take it. Almost picked up a second foul. I was kind of nervous there down low. And here comes the press put on by La Verne. So here is Angelina Roach, point guard for the Bulldogs. She's going to take it, throws it over to Alyssa Downs. Goes inside to Jerrier, up and under move, goes low, trying to get a reverse, drops it off to Downs, and she goes up for a layup but gets fouled on the play. And that's going to be the first personal called on Casey Santos, a senior from Cerritos, California, who attended Rosary Academy. That's going to be her first personal, first team foul. Bulldogs lead 8-0. It's going to be Bulldog ball end line. Hannah Jerrier with the shot. That was definitely a wide open look for her, just too hard off the backboard, and is gathered by the Leos. So nice stutter step on the other side. Tried to get the blocking foul on Pacquilinowan. Offensive board by La Verne, and they get a lot of offensive boards. And we'll talk about that in a little bit here at our first stoppage. Here's a take. That's number 3, Milan McGrary. It's on the floor. Turnover by La Verne, and here comes Redlands. They try to go inside for Jerrier. High off the glass, and that's no foul called, and we're going back the other way. So opportunities for the Bulldogs early. They lead 8-0 here. La Verne still scoreless. 4:32 to play in this first quarter. Here is Milan McGrary. She goes into the paint. Good take. High off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Jerrier. So La Verne crashing the boards hard. And that was a good rebound there by Jerrier. Here's Alyssa Downs for 3. That's short now for Alyssa Downs. That's 2 triples for her that have come up short. But she does come up with the steal and the gather here for U of R. Christina. Down low off the mark. Hannah Jerrier was there for the offensive rebound and the putback, but draws the foul, and Hannah Jerrier to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Roach had the end line jumper, but Alyssa Downs coming up short on 2 triples. That's not like her.
No, that's very unlike her. Again, leads the SCIAC in three-point percentage. You have to think you're going to miss some. By the end of the game, I would imagine that she's back on par with where she should be. Bulldogs so far this game, 6 minutes in, and they are dictating the pace. They're playing their game. They're not falling into what La Verne wants to do, which is that run and gun. They've done a really good job getting in some of the passing lanes, getting a couple steals. Jordan Smith had one. Alyssa Downs had another one right there.
So talking about coming into tonight's game, the University of Redlands, they come into tonight's matchup 10-2, 6-0 in conference play, the only undefeated team within SCIAC. They're also selected in the D3Hoops.com top 25 this week, receiving votes. They have won 5 in a row, dating back to December 20th in 2021 this past year, and have won 8 of their last 9, going back to November 27th. And here inside Courier, they're 7-1 on the season.
Yeah, playing at home is a big deal for them, and if you look at some of the players like Jordan Smith, she averages twice as many points at home. Home has been good to the Bulldogs. Now, you were talking about since December 20th, which was that game against Wartburg, the big win there. They're perfect in the month of January so far, 6-0 in the conference, and they're looking to continue that streak. And they've got a lot more games to play here in the month of January. They had a couple makeup games from 2 weeks ago. They've been playing quite a bit, almost every other day or every other 2 days.
So here's Hannah Jerrier, 2 free throws coming up for her. Just to let everyone know, watching the live stream at home here on YouTube, we haven't been streaming to Stretch Internet a lot this season, but tonight we wanted to switch it up to YouTube. We are streaming today's game in HD quality 1080p. So in the YouTube settings, if you go down, you can change the quality on your computer. If you are watching with a hardline, you can also change the quality from 720 to 1080p, and you can watch in the full HD, which we have going here this evening. And that's what we really like about having YouTube. It can handle the HD streaming rather than Stretch Internet. So if you're watching from home, make sure you change those settings in YouTube to be able to watch it in HD.
Hey, we've got a high-quality school, some high-quality athletic teams. They deserve to be seen in high quality on YouTube.
Absolutely. If you're receiving votes in the national polls, you better believe we're streaming it in HD. So here are the Bulldogs, 3:36 to go, 9-0 the score. Shot off the mark there, and another rebound by La Verne. And here's Roque, almost picks up the steal there. And a good take inside, drops it off. That's number 42, Kayla Rubio, and La Verne's on the scoreboard.
Finally, it managed to put some points in. Got a little bit of their game running up the court after the free throw, and got it to Kayla Rubio. She's going to be somebody to watch in this game, especially matchup against Hannah Jerrier. Now, I know they do the platoon subbing, but she is the SCIAC leader in rebounds per game. And you can see she's a big body down low, and she's able to post people up and just does a fantastic job.
So the ball down, that's Rubio again. Misses that one, though.
She would like to have that one back just a little soft.
And right now, I feel the Bulldogs just not clicking on all cylinders right now, missing a lot of shots that they usually knock down. Alyssa Downs, 0 for 3 from three-point territory, and she is the school leader in three-point percentage. As Leah Tant, she takes a jumper, and that's going to be last touch by La Verne, a fresh 30-second shot clock here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, one of the things that Murph talked about, especially after the Pomona-Pitzer game, he said, I don't think we played as well as we could have. We didn't come in firing on all cylinders. And what these girls have to understand is you can't just show up and think you can win. It doesn't matter how the other team's playing, what their record is. You've always got the target on your back. Everybody's going to bring their best when they play you.
So a turnover there by the Bulldogs. Long three-pointer from Howell. Front iron, no good. But it's, again, another offensive rebound, a long rebound for La Verne and Jazlyn Johnson. That's going inside. That's number 34, Garcia Silva. A rebound there from Roque, and we're going to have a foul on the play, and it's actually going to be against Roque, it looks like. Number 20 for the Bulldogs, Angelina Roach, being called for the hold. Actually, it's going to go against Alyssa Downs. That's her second team foul, and she's got to be careful here in this first quarter. 2:06 to play, long three-pointer. That's a bank shot. Number 12, Jaylen Curry. And Curly, she connects. Backboard is open, I guess. And the score is now 9-5 with under 2 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Bulldogs have been unable to pull away here right now.
Yeah, whatever puts it through the hoop for you, she's shooting at 32.6%. She had her season-high 31 points last game against Whittier. And we got a turnover by the Bulldogs.
So Angelina Roach was trying to go inside to Balistrieri, just a little bit too far under the basket, and just lost the ball off her left hand. And another turnover here by the U of R. Charlotte Morel into the game now for the U of R. So another sub in for Alyssa Downs. You don't want her to pick up a third foul. As that three-pointer's off the mark. And that's, again, Marissa Howe, freshman from Santa Clarita, and she is tearing it up this season for La Verne. She's leading the conference in points with 249, and she is up at the top points per game as well. She's number 2 now in the conference, but she has been playing fantastic. She leads the conference in free throw percentage at 90%. But tonight she's been held scoreless in this first quarter. And right now for Redlands, this would be a good time before she starts heating up to try and get some points on the board as Roque, she turns the ball over again here. And that's going to force Leah Tan to pick up the foul here. Her first personal 13th foul. So just not good passing here by the Maroon and Gray right now in this opening quarter.
Yeah, so since we talked about the Bulldogs dictating their style of play, La Verne has come back, and now they're dictating their style of play. They're getting the steals, getting a couple of those fouls, really pushing, and you can expect to see more of this as the game goes on.
So Starlin Murillo, nice save, last touch by La Verne, and it's going to be Bulldog ball on the sideline with 1:03 to go. Great job defensively here by the U of R. The men's team's on the road this evening. They're at La Verne. And they're trying to bounce back after that loss here at home on Monday against Chapman University. So that would be nice for the men's team to go on the road and try and pick that win up if possible to get back on the right track. Ball skipped over to Jordan Smith, up top to Pacquilinowan. Thought of the three, this time pulls up for a 2. That's off the front of the rim. Last touch by Redlands, and that's going to be La Verne ball in the end line. So again, shooting just off the mark right now for the U of R, and the score is 9-5, probably one of the lowest scoring quarters this season that we've seen.
Yeah, some good defense by La Verne, and then they've had the offensive rebounds, second chance points. Offensive rebounds, La Verne leads the conference with an astounding 58.6 per game. That's almost 20 more than the second best, which is CMS, that's got 39 per game.
So that jumper's short. That was number 5, Jazlyn Johnson. Got her offensive rebound, misses it though, and then the offensive board by Marissa Howe. So La Verne is active on the glass, and I can tell you they're out-rebounding Redlands here already in this first quarter, but they're scrappy, they're going after the ball, and they continue to get second, third, fourth chance opportunities on every possession when they come down.
If you just go down their roster and look at the amount of rebounds they get, it's incredible. And they're going to continue to fight hard. That's part of the platoon subbing so that you can go hard, energy all the time, 100%. And that's what Jason Pruitt is expecting out of the La Verne Leopards as the end of the quarter. And the score 9-5, Bulldogs over the Leopards.
Monica Garcia Silva took that last shot there by the University of La Verne. 9-5 the score. Well, the good thing is you had La Verne to only 5 points in the quarter. And coming into the game, the Leopards, they're averaging, if you look at it, they both won they're averaging 85.6 points per game.
Yeah, and they're holding defense or offenses, their opponents, to 65.4. But in conference play, that's actually been up to 72.8. And if you're the Bulldogs, you're really happy about that 5 on the board, because right now that puts them at 20 points for the game, well below. But I would expect that you're going to see some more scoring out of the Leopards. They've started to pick up that pace. They're getting a lot of offensive rebounds. They're getting a lot of opportunities at second chance points. And if you're the Bulldogs, you've really got to limit that. Now, where the Bulldogs and La Verne differ, we talked about La Verne earlier, how a lot of girls on their squad have 10, 15 minutes a game, 8 minutes a game, and a couple with 20 minutes a game. So they really share a lot of time on the court. The Bulldogs are quite the opposite. They have 4 players that average 30 minutes a game, and then everybody else kind of fills in from there. So you can expect that they may get a little tired. You're going to have to see a little bit more out of Julia Balistrieri, Leah Tan, Starla Murillo. They're going to have to pick up some minutes to help spell these other girls. Otherwise, they might run out of some gas.
Well, right now here in the second quarter, you see Alyssa Downs, Angelina Roach, and Hannah Jerry are all 3 of them on the bench right now to start that second quarter. And I don't think Coach Murphy's really happy with how they played in that first quarter. And to be honest, he only put up 9 points. So he's got Pacquilinowan in, Jordan Smith, Balistrieri, Murillo, and Tan. So here's Johnson with a take, number 5 for La Verne. But then the length by La Verne gets another offensive rebound. That's Kendall Clark-Davis. So here's a good take from Garcia. Silva, she makes the layup. And just like that, it was a 9-0 run, and now it's been 7 straight here for La Verne, and they have some momentum here right now. Ending the first quarter and getting the first basket of the second, they're now down by 2. So here's Tan inside of Murillo, drops it inside of Balistrieri, and that goes in. So a nice backdoor cut from Balistrieri, and that ends the La Verne run here.
That was some good ball movement. That's one of those things. You got to get back to those fundamentals, to those plays you like to run. What's been really difficult for the Bulldogs, Coach Murph said, is because they're playing so many games a week, 3 a week right now, there's no time to practice. You don't have any practice time in between your games. Yesterday, it's pretty much a walkthrough. You're trying to get your legs back underneath you. And here we go, La Verne running up and down the court, forcing turnovers, that frantic style. Here it comes.
11-9 the score. As you can see, great defense there by the Bulldogs as we have a timeout called by La Verne. That was a quick one, though, after that made basket. 11-9 the score. Redlands, they had the 3-on-1 opportunity. Murillo was going up. She got the defender to come over to her, drops it down to Balistrieri, had a point-blank layup. I don't know if she was expecting the pass or what, but ends up shooting it way too hard up and over the backboard, and there's an easy opportunity for a layup that's a miss.
Yeah, you have to take advantage of all the opportunities that you get, especially if you decided that this game is going to be a slow-it-down tempo, work it into the middle. I think what's happening here is because La Verne's pushing it, when they miss shots and the Bulldogs get the ball, they're trying to push it back up the court. They're falling into that pitfall of getting into that pace, whereas they probably need to just slow it down a little bit, work the ball around the arc, work it inside. I know the shots didn't drop earlier for Alyssa Downs and Angelina Roach, but they're going to. They're going to. The percentages say they're going to. You can't get out of your game. You have to trust that your game is going to get it done.
And again, talking with Coach Murphy, the Bulldogs start slow usually every game, and then they always pick things up in the second half, in the fourth quarter. So they're a slow starting team that we've seen this year, but they've always managed to come back, pick up the crucial shots when they needed to. But tonight's a little different. They're not knocking down the shots they usually do, which has made it a little more difficult. And La Verne, they're getting some confidence right now. Like holding the Bulldogs only 11 points right now, and this is the time when the Bulldogs need to pull away because La Verne and Howe, they're not making those a lot of baskets here, and so you're keeping them in the game right now.
Yeah, when you allow teams like this, especially a team that can score in spurts, that scores a lot of points, to stay in the game, you run the risk of potentially letting the game get away from you a little bit. And right now, especially on the boards, the Bulldogs are getting out-hustled.
So a take there by number 5. That was Jazlyn Johnson. Had 2 Bulldogs there on her. They just went straight up with their hands. No foul called. And the ball was loose on the floor. And then a foul was picked up. That's actually on number 24, Kendall Stanley for La Verne. That's her second personal, first team foul here in the second quarter. And it's going to be Bulldog ball. So La Verne with the press. Once again, they're going to be in that for a little bit here. And here comes Pacquilinowan high to Jerrier. She puts it low on the floor, drops it off to Murillo. She's got to get out of the key. Off to Downs. This time she knocks down a three-pointer. So Alyssa Downs was 0 for 3 before that shot and then connects. And that's what you like to see here from your senior.
You knew they were going to fall eventually for her. She's just got to get into a rhythm, continue to play your style of basketball.
And I think I probably jinxed it earlier talking to her. This is Hal for 3, and that goes in and out and offensive board. Once again, that's Rubio. But I was talking to her before the game. She was only 1 point away from moving to 6 all-time in the record books for career points. She's at 1,084, and 1,085 is Reina Tamahu, former alum here from the University of Redlands.
And Reina was a force in the. I remember calling games when Reina was there. She was a force in the middle, like a brick wall. I remember one game, Reina set a screen at half court, and some girl ran into her and just hit the deck. The crowd went silent. She was okay, everybody was okay, and, Raina apologized afterwards. She didn't mean to hurt her.
As we have Alyssa Downs adding another triple. So back-to-back triples here for Alyssa Downs, and that's what you like to see from your senior. And she is now number 6 in the record books for career points with those couple three-pointers. And she wants to continue adding because she's got 2 others in front of her who are in striking distance. They're about 1,100 points. So she's kind of right there. And she has a possibility of moving up in the career record books for career points. So a foul called here on La Verne is going to go against number 12, Jaylen Curry. First personal, second team foul, and that's going to send Angelina Roach to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Angelina Roach, she's shooting 62.5% from the free throw line. Like to improve that stat just a little bit. Got a chance to do it here.
So Angelina Roach knocks down the first. She's got 3 points here on the evening. Second free throw is good, so 2 for 2 there for Roach. Moves it to a 10-point deficit, 19-9. And now it looks like the Bulldogs are finding their offense here a little bit.
Yeah, they've settled back down again. You got back to 4 of your 5 starters. You left Starla Murillo in, and I think Murph did that because she's a defensive presence. She's a defensive dark horse for the team. She plays hard in the middle, gets rebounds, gets some steals. And that's why I think he's got her in the game right now, just to help with the rebounding.
So there's Kayla Rubio with the layup inside. The senior forward from Calexico goes way high up on the scoreboard, backboard, and that falls. So here's Jerrier from the end line. Skip pass up to Pacquilinowan for 3. That's going to drop. So Pacquilinowan, a triple. And that is 3 triples there for the Bulldogs. 2 from Downs, 1 from Pacquilinowan. And the score is now 22-11. Rubio with a left-handed layup swats it away and then saves it, but it goes right to Alyssa Downs.
Alyssa Downs being able to score sometimes overshadows some of the other players. She's the leader in the conference in three-point percentage. Pacquilinowan's number 4 on the list, so you got 2 in the top 5.
So the transition offense, no one went down there to cover number 24, Stanley.
Yeah, they lost
Alyssa
Stanley.
Downs was a little worried. She was there, but she didn't want to pick up a 3rd foul as La Verne pokes that one away from Pacquilinowan, and that's going to be Bulldog ball here on the end line.
Yeah, that's a savvy vet move right there. Sometimes it's not worth the extra foul.
Absolutely. Just let them get the layup in. It's better to have you on the floor, especially with your offense that you gather for the team. So the ball here to Alyssa Downs, goes end line, drops it off to Murillo, swings it over to Pacquilinowan for 3. That's front iron, no good, comes up short. And a defensive rebound here by Monica Garcia Silva.
Murph said if they're gonna win tonight, that Pacquilinowan's gonna need to play aggressively, more aggressive than she has in the past 2 games. This is her 3rd game back after being out with COVID. And so far, she's been taking shots, so that's a good sign for the Bulldogs. They're going to fall. Garcia
Silva with that miss coming up short. I think what it's going to come down to is rebounding here for the Bulldogs. So that one is tipped away by La Verne. It's going to remain with Redlands over on the far sideline.
I've been very impressed with La Verne's rebounding, and one of the things that you'll notice, all of you that are watching on the live stream, you'll see they crash the boards. A shot goes up for the U of R, and there's 5 La Verne girls standing in the paint trying to get a rebound. They limit the offensive rebounds. And then on the offensive side, they're doing the same thing. They're poking, they're going up for the ball, they're running in, trying to get the offensive rebound and those second chance points.
So here's Redlands. Pacquilinowan has it up top. She drops it off short. That's Roach. High off the glass, and nice vision there from the point guard for the U of R. 24-13 the score now. And that's just a great job by the senior point guard. There's a take inside. Count the basket. That's number 34, Monica Garcia Silva, the senior from Los Angeles. And she drives the lane, picks up the foul on Jerrier, and she makes the layup. So here comes Ballas Jerry. It looks like Coach Murphy is going with the 2 bigs now at one time, and I like that thought.
Yeah, the Twin Towers, he's done that a few times this year, and after the last couple games, 4 games, we've seen what Julia Balistreri can do. Now he's playing them both together, and that creates a real matchup problem for a lot of teams in this conference. You can match up maybe 1 big against Hannah Jerrier, but to try to match up against 2 bigs, especially 2 that can score like they do, that's really tough.
So here's Pacquilinowan with it between the legs. She's going to turn, drop it off to Jerrier. Goes inside to Balistreri. Gets good defense, though, from La Verne. Skips it over to Pacquilinowan. Ball is loose. 3 seconds on the shot clock. La Verne picks it up. That's a turnover. And here comes the Leopards, trailing 24-16. 4 minutes to play in this second quarter. Here's a shot from Garcia Silva. In and out. Offensive rebound. That's Kendall Clark-Davis. And she puts in the layup. And the score is now 24-18, and Coach Murphy not happy with what he's seeing. And you've got McKinney set to check in for the Bulldogs. Just lack of rebounding here for the Maroon and Gray. Inside, here's Jerrier. Baseline jumper's good, and nice movement there by Balistreri. So 26-18 the score. Ball over to the far side, now up top to Garcia Silva. Goes inside against Jerrier, and that's going to be an offensive foul called as she just knocks Jerrier to the floor with a forearm shiver. And that's going to be Garcia Silva's first personal, third team foul. We got some subs now into the game as well. You've got Leah McKinney and Jordan Smith both back in.
Good job by Jerrier knowing where her feet were, staying outside the restricted area and taking that charge.
So ball dropped here short to Roque. She has it with her left, crossover dribble, going past half court. She has it up top. Here's McKinney looking inside for Jerrier. She then goes to her, even though Jerrier needed to get out of the key, or else it would have been 3 seconds. And then McKinney turns it over. So here's inside. That's Jerrier with a block. That was on number 2, Vanessa Maldonado, the senior from Oxnard. Here's Alyssa Downs with it. Up top to Jerrier. That's a free throw. Over to Roque for 3. That's good. Angelina Roach, nobody around her, and is able to knock down the three-pointer. And it looks like we have a La Verne player up slowly, though. And that's going to be number 35, Natalie Maldonado. Don't know if she hurt her ankle or what, but she is slow getting down the floor. Here's Monica Garcia Silva. She knocks down the jumper. That rattles in. And the score is now 29-20, 2:23 to play in the second.
Yeah, Monica Garcia Silva, 54% from the field. She's going to score quite a bit, so you're going to have to get
Angelina Roach on the other end. Euro step, 1-2, up with her left and connects. 31-20 now. Bulldogs on top. And here's La Verne, a quick shot. That's number 1, Naya Curry. And that's a defensive board by McKinney on the backside. Here are the Bulldogs looking to add to their 11-point lead. 1:46 to play. Bulldogs slowing things up. They go to Alyssa Downs. That's a size advantage. Here's Downs up with her left. That's good. That's just an easy backdooring her defender and goes up with her left hand. That's a nice play by Downs.
Just because she's a three-point shooter doesn't mean she can't post people up. If you got a mismatch, you got to take it, and that's what the good players do.
So Alyssa Downs with 8 points. Here's Jerrier. This is Jerrier and Garcia Silva. Silva, pullback jumper, in and out, and that's McKinney goes to the floor. And a foul called on Kendall Clark-Davis, the senior from Victorville, who went to Riverside Prep.
She's a solid rebounder. She's a solid player inside, and she's going to announce her presence with authority. A little too much authority on that one and knocked Leah McKinney down, so she got the foul. Bulldog basketball. But if you're La Verne, you'll live with that because that's the style of play. That's how you play.
So very physical play there, knocking McKinney to the floor all the way through the key. And that's an offensive foul. So here come the Bulldogs leading 33-20. Here's Jordan Smith with it up top. She's running the point now for the Bulldogs. Here's Alyssa Downs up top to McKinney. McKinney has it over to Roque. Roque on the far side. Looking inside, here's a post up by Downs. Roque's going to take it up herself, though, and lays it up high off the glass. She's going up against Jazlyn Johnson, only at 5'3", though, and another mismatch size-wise there.
Yeah, Bulldogs have found a way to settle down a little bit here in the second quarter.
So here's a jumper. That's Johnson. Misses it, though, and a defensive board by Jerrier. Coach Murphy is saying, I just want one shot right now. One shot. Bulldogs lead by 15, 35-20. Here's Jordan Smith with it. He's calling the play out for what he wants to see. 18 on the game clock, 14 on the shot clock. Here's Roque with it, trying to find the matchups that you like. She goes up high off the glass, connects. And that's Angelina Roach again, takes it inside, high off the glass, and makes the basket here for the Bulldogs. On the other end, Jerrier with a block to finish the half off. And the Bulldogs, after kind of keeping it close early, 37-20 the score heading into the break. They now lead by 17.
That was a great way to end the second quarter on an 11-2 run. And they're finally starting to play their brand of basketball. Hannah Jerrier's gotten a little stronger down there on the board. She's been getting some defensive rebounds. That was great. Kayla Rubio tried to poke one away from her there at the last second. But Jerrier bodied her out, boxed her out. Much better job there in the second quarter getting back to Bulldog basketball.
So talking about what you liked seeing here in the first half, let's talk about some of those first half stats.
Yeah, so Bulldogs have actually forced 10 turnovers to their 6. You like to see that, limiting the turnovers. That was one of Merv's keys. Also, total rebounds. Now, right now, the Bulldogs are being out-rebounded 23-15. They're going to need to pick it up in that sense. Like I said, Jerrier there at the end, 2 huge rebounds and then a block. So the Bulldogs are going to need to pick it up in that area. They got to reduce the second chance points. 9 offensive rebounds to Bulldogs 1. Again, second chance points, you have to limit those. Bulldogs playing big in the paint, though. 4 blocks, only 4 fouls. The Bulldogs are actually a really disciplined team. They're averaging the lowest personal fouls of any team in the SCIAC right now. So they play pretty disciplined, even with some of the foul trouble that Alyssa Downs got in early from her aggressive play. Bulldogs have 7 steals to the Leopards 4. They've been getting in those passing lanes a little bit as the Leopards try to run up and down the court. That's good to see. And like we said, 17-point lead going into halftime. Settle down, play your game, and things will work out just fine.
What are going to be some adjustments in the second half the Bulldogs are going to be making? What do you think Coach Murphy's telling his players right now?
Well, I think he's going to talk to them kind of about what they should expect in the second half. La Verne's not going to go away. La Verne's going to continue to pour on their style of basketball, their brand of basketball, which is run and gun, score a lot of points. And he's going to continue to drive home the fact that, look, everybody is going to give you their best effort. You're 6-0 in the SCIAC. You lead the next closest team by 2 games, with them beating Pomona Pitzer last on Monday, and then Whittier also losing on Monday. So they got a 2-game lead in the SCIAC, targets on their back. They can't rest on how they ended the second quarter. They have to play that exact same way, be consistent through the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and the results will end up in their favor by the end of the game. But they've got to stay consistent with what they've been doing here in the second quarter.
So as you can see up here on the graphic on the live stream, we put up some of the first half stats for you so you can see at home. 37-20 the score. We're going to take a quick break here on the Bulldog Sports Network, and we'll be right back here in a few minutes to talk about some of our SCIAC preview information leading into tonight's matchup. We'll be right back here on GoRedlands.com. So we're back here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Lance Franey, joined by Charlie Yeager here on the broadcast for all of you, the Leopards of the University of La Verne, taking on our Bulldogs of the University of Redlands. The U of R, after a slow start to the game, they found everything pretty much, their offense in the second quarter as they lead 37-20. Looking at some of those first half stats that you see on the board, the Bulldogs shooting 48.4% from the field, 75% from the free throw line, 40% from three-point territory with 15 rebounds, 18 points in the paint, and just 6 turnovers. On the other side, University of La Verne, they are shooting 21.4% from the field, 100% from the free throw line, 16.7% from deep, 23 rebounds, 12 points in the paint, and 10 turnovers. The first quarter, Redlands outscored La Verne 9-5, but in the second quarter, it was all Bulldogs, 28-15 in that second quarter. Some adjustments were made. They started knocking down some shots. And who were some of the stat leaders individually for both teams here that stood out to you?
So if you're the Bulldogs, you got Angelina Roach back into good form. She was 6 of 9 from field goals, hit a three-pointer, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 15 points. Alyssa Downs found her stroke, 3 of 6 field goals, 2 for 5 from three-point land for 8 points. Hannah Jerrier tacks on another 7, and then Cheyenne's trailing it up with 5. If you're La Verne, you've got Monica Garcia Silva. She's 3 of 10 from the for field goals. She's shooting 30%, 7 points on the game. Kayla Rubio, 2 for 6, 4 points. You got a lot of Leopards that have scored, and they're taking their threes. Of course, they're not falling right now. They're only 16.7%, and they've taken a lot of shots, 42 shots. Like we were talking about earlier, they take a lot of shots. 42 shots in the first half. Only been able to connect on 9 of them, though, which is why they only have 20 points. And credit to the Bulldogs and their defense. Early on, they were allowing a lot of offensive rebounds. Towards the end of the second quarter, they were not allowing those, not allowing second chance points, which ended up helping them on the offensive end, able to slow it down. They got the ball into the middle. Good ball movement a couple times. Passed the ball around to look for the open shot. Continued to play their game, get the ball to their scorers, which they did, and then they started falling for them. End of the quarter on an 11-2 run, and now the Bulldogs are looking to extend that streak and build on that lead that they have right now.
So we are about to get started with the third quarter of play. Some scores around the league for all of you. The first matchup, Whittier College against Pomona-Pitzer. Pomona-Pitzer leads 38-31. That's a great matchup because both of those teams are within the top 4 right now, currently in the conference standings. If you look at it right now, Pomona-Pitzer sits in second place at 5-2. Whittier is in third place at 5-2 as well. And then the other matchup, we have Cal Tech against Cal Lutheran. Cal Lutheran leads big, 41-22. Cal Lutheran is 2-9, 0-6 in conference. They haven't won a SCIAC game yet, so that's a big one there for the Regals. And then the last matchup this evening is Chapman against Occidental. Chapman currently is at 4-3 in conference, 5-8 overall, and they lead Occidental College 36-24, and they have Julia Strand back. She's one of their big scorers. She was named onto the D3Hoops.com Team of the Week this past week, and it's nice having her back from injury because she is leading the Panthers squad right now. So those are some of the scores around the league right now as we are about to get underway with the third quarter of play here inside Currier Gym. This will be an exciting second half. Let's see what adjustments are going to be made by both teams here. The Bulldogs are going to start things off first. They're going to go inside to Jerry or to Roque and just lost the handle. But I like that play right off the bat to get things started.
Once again, passing the ball, get it into the low post. Try to make a cut to the hoop. That's the right idea.
So great job there by Redlands to get a good play right off the bat, but just lost it. Here's a take from La Verne. I think they're going to start really attacking the basket as they did there from Jaylen Curry, and makes it with a good, hard right-handed layup. And La Verne strikes first here in the third quarter, 37-22. Ball sent over here to Jordan Smith. Pull-up jumper, back iron, no good. And a defensive rebound here by La Verne, number 22, Mariah Laura.
Look at that, 4 girls in the paint for La Verne to get that rebound, boxed everybody out. There was zero chance they were letting anybody else come away with that ball.
So head coach Jason Pruitt, you know he's got to make some changes here at halftime. And you do have the ability with this team. They're very athletic, they rebound a lot, and they're very quick. And they do have the size to match up with the Bulldogs. What adjustments do you think La Verne's going to be making here in the second half?
I think he probably talked to them at halftime about getting back into their game. Oh, almost a backcourt there. They're going to continue to rebound the ball well. They know that. And I think you'd probably tell them, hey, we hit a lot of shots. Our shots are going to fall eventually too, because they did not shoot well percentage-wise in the first half. But they did rebound well, and they got second chance points. And there they are coming away with the turnover.
And there's Hannah Jerrier. She got the offensive rebound, and there she gets the defensive board, and it's loose on the floor. It's going to be last touch by La Verne. But Hannah Jerrier, she got the offensive rebound. She should have just gone right back up with it, elected to try and get it over to the other side to Smith, but ends up turning the ball over. So here comes the press again by La Verne. Here's Pacquilinowan up top to Angelina Roach. Drops it off. The tough pass there. And we saw that early stages there for Roach in that first quarter, just kind of airmailing the passes and really not getting enough on them and allowing La Verne to come away with a few steals there early. And right there, that was close.
For a team that plays as hard as La Verne, if you're not making the good fundamental passes, you're not looking where you're throwing the ball, you're not playing your best basketball, then they're going to do that to you. And going back to what Murph had said before, again, the Bulldogs haven't really had a chance. He said they're not really practicing because you're playing so many games right now. You can't run practice like you're normally used to. You can't get those practices in, and you miss out on the opportunity to work those fundamentals.
So an offensive foul turnover on La Verne. That's number 42, Kayla Rubio, who just backed Hannah Jerrier down and ends up drawing the charging foul. So some subs into the game. You've got 4 of them coming in now for La Verne. You've got number 21, Kendall Clark-Davis. You've got number 24, Kendall Stanley. You've got Marissa Howell in as well, along with Jaylen Curry. And then number 3, Milan McGarry also in. Here comes the trap. But Angelina Roach was able to get out of it. She's got Jerrier there. She goes up with her left. Draws the foul, though. She was thinking of dropping it off to Jerrier, though.
Yeah, she forcing the issue, pushing it into the lane. I want to talk a second about Jason Pruitt. He's in his 4th season here as the Leos head coach, and we were talking about making adjustments at halftime. Well, he's made adjustments as the head coach over these 4 seasons. He started first year 5-20, improved to 12-13, then 14-11, and now he's 9-5 in his current season. And if you look at the bench, the depth that they have, the job that he's done recruiting and implementing this style of basketball that he wants here, he's done a great job of doing that, and it's fun to see La Verne making their way back up in the standings for the SCIAC.
And you talked about it. Jason Pruitt was at Bethesda University. He had the same kind of offense, tons of players as well on the team. And then on the other side of things, he then went to Antelope Valley after that, had the same kind of program, run and gun, tons of players, ended up leaving Antelope Valley to go to the University of La Verne. He actually applied for the head Whittier College coaching job about 4 or 5 years ago, didn't get it though, and then ended up going to Antelope Valley as Angelina Roach drives baseline and lays it up for 2 off the backboard. But Jason Pruitt, he's a veteran coach. He's been around, and like you said, he gets the talent in, and he definitely knows how to coach them up. As Marissa Howell off the mark with that 3-pointer. Marissa Howell held to 0 points right now in this game, and she's the conference leader in scoring with 249 points.
Yeah, she's been held to 0 points tonight, which you would not expect for someone that's the leading scorer in the conference.
So the Bulldogs were able to break the press there. Over to Alyssa Downs. She's going to take it over with her right. High off the glass. No good. Defense there by Kendall Clark-Davis. Going back the other way. Good take, though, from Alyssa Downs. And here's La Verne. They drop it off to Howell. She's going to pull it back out and then swings it back up top to number 13, Mary McCallion. Well, actually, the student's now is number 12, Curley. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Laverne's got to get a shot up here soon. Here is McGarry. Little floater off the mark, rebounded by Jerrier. Here comes Pacquilinowan. You don't have the numbers, though. She might take this herself, though, which she does. Has it blocked, though, from Marissa Howe, and then sends it out to Roque. Here's Downs. She'll unload for 3. That's short, though.
Yeah, she'd probably like to have that shot back. She looks a little disappointed in the shot taking, maybe a little frustrated, but that's all right. She'll get back up on that horse, and she'll continue to knock those down at some point.
And that's just her shot, though. She is very short-armed with the ball, and that's how she shoots her free throws. That's really how she shoots the jumpers. But she's been successful. She's a 1,000-point career scorer, so she's definitely knows what she's doing. As that layup there from number 10 here for La Verne off the mark for Naomi Jackson. Rebounded by Jerrier. Ball up top to Jordan Smith. And great transition offense by the U of R. Out to Angelina Roach, who then finds Jordan Smith for the easy right-handed layup. On the other side, though, Pacquilinowan draws the foul, is going for the block. And that's going to send Naomi Jackson, the freshman from Moreno Valley, to the line for 2 free throws. Bulldogs lead by 20, 42-22. And here comes Leah Tan into the game, along with number 12, Monique Carrasco, sophomore from Calexico. She comes in for the first time for Jordan Smith. So 2 new subs in for the Maroon and Gray.
Fun fact about Monique Carrasco, only 3 of her shots this year were not three-pointers. So she's a three-point shooter. It'll be interesting to see her future going forward if that's kind of her game. Coach Murph doesn't really play that style of basketball, but it'll be fun to see.
So 42-23, 1 of 2 from the free throw line for Naomi Jackson. Here comes Angelina Roach. She has it with her left. Pulls up on a dime off the back iron, no good. And picked up down low by La Verne. Here they come the other way. Here's Maldonado up top to Jackson. 3-pointer on its way. That's going to be an air ball. Gathered by Vanessa Maldonado. And a rebound by Jerrier. Here is Carrasco with it up top. Swings it here near side to Leah Tan. Had some pressure on her from Curry. Tan has it over to Jerrier. She'll pull up for that jumper. That's going to be good for Jerrier. She's got 9 points now on the night. 5 minutes to play in this third quarter. Bulldogs lead 44-23. Jackson with the shot. Defensive board by Jerrier. Outlets it up top to Leah Tan. She'll draw. She was looking for Carrasco on the other end, but ends up losing it too quickly. And on the other side, here's a 3-pointer for La Verne. In and out, rebounded. That's an offensive board by Casey Santos. And we are going to have a pushing foul called against La Verne. And that's going to take us to our media timeout in this third quarter. 5 new players coming in for the Leopards. And that's going to be the first personal called against Natalie Maldonado. And that will take us to a break, which will stay here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Let's talk about University of La Verne coming into tonight's game. They've put together a strong season thus far, 9-5 overall, 2-4 in conference play. They've dropped their past 2 conference games to Whittier College and Chapman University, with their last win coming on January 8th against Caltech. From December 8th to January 8th, La Verne put together a 6-game winning streak. So they were playing some great basketball, which included victories over Claremont Mudd Scripps, Bethesda University, Life Pacific, Manchester, and Caltech. So that's the University of La Verne coming into tonight's game. They've been playing some great basketball head-to-head over the past 5 years. The University of Redlands, they've dropped 1 game to the Leopards over the past 5 years. They own a 9-1 record against the Leos, with their only loss coming back on December 1st, 2018, which was a 72-63 defeat.
And I believe that would be before Coach Pruitt was coaching at the University of La Verne. So he has not beaten the Bulldogs yet. You can tell he's animated tonight. He wants this game. He wants this game, right? And they'll get a chance at home in the tents to play him as well. And maybe it's right now it's a 20-point game. The Leopards can still make it competitive, especially given the style of basketball they play. It just really hasn't been their night shooting.
Here's a three-pointer from Carrasco, wide open, and comes up short on the three-pointer. She had all the time in the world to take that shot, and granted, this is her first playing time this evening and her first shot attempt, so just got to use the legs a little bit more. Here's Ballesteri, high off the glass. Angelina Roach, a nice inbounds play by the University of Redlands there, and they now lead 46-23. There's a take inside. That's number 34 for the University of La Verne. That's Monica Garcia Silva. She goes inside. And on the other end, that's Angelina Roach. All the way across half court. Takes it coast to coast with her left and scores. And here's La Verne on the other side. That's Jazlyn Johnson. And La Verne finding the offense. But we talked about this. Can they stop their opponents, though? They put up big numbers, but can they play defense on the other end?
Yeah, it was turned into a little bit of a track meet there for a second. And Angelina Roach thought about hitting Ballesteri in transition there, and she decided to slow it down. Probably a good decision. Again, get back to Bulldog brand of basketball.
Long three-point attempt from Leah Tan. In and out. No good. Rebounded by Johnson. Here she comes the other way. Step back jumper is short. But an offensive rebound from number 34, Garcia Silva. But a foul is going to be called. And that's going to go against Carrasco here. That's her first personal, second team foul. And that's going to send Jazlyn Johnson to the line for 2 free throws.
Coach Murph's a little upset over there. One of the things that he tries to get the girls to be proud of, and he prides himself on, is when you go into the game, right, your job is to execute. Execute the way that we know how to.
As we have a long three-point attempt there from La Verne. And then a turnover from Angelina Roach. Three-pointer from Howe. That's in and out, no good. Defensive rebound by Roach. She's got 3 Leos on her. Here's an opportunity for Redlands. They have the numbers, but Leah Tan pulls it back. Here comes the trap at half court. She gets pressured, and we are going to have a timeout called by Coach Murphy here, as that trap came in a hurry against Tan. And Coach Murphy has to call timeout. His score is now 48-30, 3:08 to play, and that takes us to a media timeout. 30-second timeout called, though, by the University of Redlands. So they lost the timeout here.
Coach Murph a little unhappy about the execution there on the last couple of plays. Credit La Verne, they were not giving them anything easy. Trap, press, trap again at half court. They're going to make the Bulldogs work for it. It doesn't matter how far down they are. They're going to continue to make them work for it. They just had created a turnover after the three-pointer there, and then are able to get another turnover after the Bulldogs get a rebound, and then force the timeout by Coach Murph. And he's having a stern talk with the girls on the bench. He felt like against Pomona Pitzer, they didn't play as well as they could have. And without the practices, they haven't had a chance to work the fundamentals. But you still have to execute at a high level, and that's always going to be the expectation as a coach. And when things start to get sloppy, it gets frustrating. He calls the timeout. While frustrated, probably helps settle him down a little bit too. Again, hey, we started running up and down the court. We started getting out of our game a little bit. Let's slow it down, tempo, work the ball in the middle, and everything will be just fine.
So Bulldogs have the possession here from out of bounds. Here's Pacquilinowan up top. She has it with her right. Nice spin move in the paint. That's going to rattle in. Nice move by Pacquilinowan. She's got 7 tonight, and she's got to heat up here in this second half. So La Verne inside. Pump fake there. That's number 21, Kendall Clark-Davis. Off the mark and a defensive rebound and a jump ball. So Pacquilinowan had it stripped away by Naomi Jackson. And that's an offense. That's going to be a turnover. It's going to be a full reset. And La Verne ends up forcing the turnover. So ball up top to Howe. She is still scoreless on the evening for La Verne. Pick set high. Leah Tan tries to get through it. Spin move inside. That's Jaylen Curry. Tries the left-handed layup. Off the mark. Last touch by La Verne. And it's going to be Bulldog ball on the end line.
The Bulldogs were doing a good job of taking care of the ball in the second quarter. have now almost gone even with La Verne on turnovers. They have 11.
Here's Leah Tan. Probably could have taken a three-pointer. Angelina Roach, though, she's going to be called for the offensive foul. She really lays into the La Verne player there when she was setting that pick up high. But that's her first personal third-team foul. She's got 20 points tonight, though, Angelina Roach. She's matched her number on her jersey now.
Yeah, she's 8 short of 400 in her career. And the last couple games, she's really come on as a scorer. We knew she could score before, but she's had some game highs and then just keeps upping it every single game. She has elevated her level of play, especially with a couple of the other starters out during that couple COVID games where they had to play shorthanded. She's done a fantastic job.
So Jordan Smith now into the game for the Bulldogs. Comes in for Angelina Roach. Give her a break. Here comes the trap by La Verne. Here is Alyssa Downs up top to Smith. So nice job to break the press. They go inside to Balsheri. Up and under move with her right. And a great play by the junior center from Pleasanton. The up and under move. And then on the other side gets the defensive rebound. Shot taken by Jazlyn Johnson, and then she outlets it in the middle. Here's Pacquilinowan. She's going to take it by herself, lays it in. They thought she was going to pass it out on the end line to one of her teammates, to Jordan Smith on the right, but ends up taking it all herself to the basket and gets the layup.
A little bit of a deke there, but I find it hard to believe that you could just allow Cheyenne Pacquilinowan to go uncontested through the lane. That might have been a little bit of a brain fart on the part of La Verne.
So here is the ball outletted up top to Alyssa Downs. That's near side to Jordan Smith, inside to Balsheri. Up high off the glass, connects. Nice job by Balsheri, and the Bulldogs lead 56-30. 26-point deficit for the Leopards here inside Currier. Three-point attempt on its way. That's number 35. That bounces around up off the backboard and drops for Natalie Maldonado, the junior from Oxnard. And La Verne gets a triple. So here's Pacquilinowan, drops it off to Leah Tan for three. That's good. So the Leah Tan connects. She's got 3 points, her first basket of the game. And here's La Verne on the other end. Misses the layup by Naya Alkuri. And a defensive rebound by Alyssa Downs.
If you're the Bulldogs here, you want to try to play for the last shot. I know it's about a 4-second difference, but you can work the ball around. Jordan Smith wide open right there, and she chooses not to take the shot. Smart play.
So Jordan Smith was wide open for the three-pointer. Elects to take more time off the clock, which is a great play. And then she goes up for the layup and lays it in. Nice pick set high by Balsheri. And then Jordan Smith was able to go up and around the pick inside for the layup. And then the last second shot from Milan McGarry off the mark here by La Verne.
Yeah, Jordan Smith there, incredibly unselfish play. She understood the assignment, didn't take the shot, ends up with the ball and gets 2 points anyway. So good for her on that one.
So that's the end of the third quarter here inside Currier Gym. Talking about by the numbers for both of these teams. Talking about first the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs, they've been consistent and efficient all season, averaging 72 points per game. They shoot 43% from the field, 32% from three-point territory, and 69.4% from the free throw line. They total about 38.4 rebounds a game, 13.9 assists per game. They hold a 6 rebounding margin per game with 6 steals, and they average about 3.7 blocks a game. They're limiting their opponents to a 37.6% shooting mark, 32.6% clip from deep, and holding opponents to 60.3 points per game. Talking about some of the stats from this evening, where are we at right now?
Well, tonight, Bulldogs are shooting over 50% from the field. That's unbelievable. That's some great shooting. 33% from three-point land. And they've only gotten to the stripe 6 times tonight, 4 of 6, 67%. La Verne, on the other hand, not having as great a night shooting as they usually do. They got 22% from the field, 23.1% from three-point land, and just 2 of 3 from the line. They have, however, taken 63 shots, although the Bulldogs are getting plenty of their shots in as well. They've got 51 on the night. And one of the really impressive things about the Bulldogs is there's something about conference play. They just up everything. So if you look at their field goal percentage, free throw percentage, three-point percentage, they've improved upon it in conference play. In fact, you were talking about the 6 rebound difference that they have in every game. Well, in conference play, they're out rebounding opponents by almost 10 points. And probably a part of that is the onset of Julia Balistreri and her ability to get a lot of minutes when Hannah Jarrier's not in. As she has 2 more points, she's into double digits tonight. She's playing real well.
So a nice layup there, and you see what Coach Murphy is doing here to start things off in the fourth quarter, moving the ball around a lot, working on their offense. Really, when they have an opening, they're really not taking it. They really want to run through their motion, look at the openings, and really prep for this coming Saturday, which is a game against Claremont Mudd Scripps, which is actually going to be a big one on the road for them. But as you can see, they moved the ball around so well that they were able to find Balistreri on the backside for a layup. And the score is now 63-33. 9 minutes to play in this fourth quarter.
Bulldogs have gone on another run, 10-3 run this time, and that's given them a 12-3 run. And again, uncontested through the lane. That's hard to believe that you're going to let her do that. She's going to light you up every time.
Pacquilinowan takes it coast to coast, up with her right hand on the left-hand side for 2, and they lead now 65-33. I'm interested to see when Coach Murphy's going to put in some of his bench players and see what they can do or when that time will come. He's got Murillo in right now as that shot is short from number 42 for the Leopards, Kayla Rubio. And that's going to be a jump ball called as Leah Tan was in on the backside, and a good job from her. She's the sophomore from Alhambra who attended San Gabriel High School. Is going to remain with La Verne, 20 on the shot clock. And they're going to take it out of play. They're going to send it up top. This is Rubio. 3-pointer on its way is short. There's Balistreri with it. La Verne was able to save it. It's still on the floor. And then La Verne, they gather it and throw it right off of Cheyenne Pacquilinowan. Not sure. It might have hit her right in the face. Hopefully she's okay. And it looks like she's shaking it off. So that's number 34, Monica Garcia Silva. 8:34 to play. Long 3-pointer. That's Aaron Wiggins. The offensive rebound and put back off the mark and rebounded by Balistreri.
Be interested to see if any of the Bulldogs starters, I know Cheyenne Pacquilinowan is still in the game, but all the rest are sitting on the bench. Oh, Jordan Smith's out there. She hasn't had as many minutes as the other 4. We may not see Hannah Jerry or Angelina Roach or Alyssa Downs, and Cheyenne may be coming out of the game here pretty quick as well.
Left-handed layup. That's Leah Tan. Great ball movement by the Bulldogs. They lead now 67-33, and it looks like getting ready to bring in Kaylee Watanabe into the game as she takes her warm-up shirt off. The jumper on the other end by Monica Garcia Silva is good by La Verne. And here comes the press again by the Leos. Charlotte Murillo has possession. Interested to see a forward bringing the ball up right now for the Bulldogs. But they were able to. But a good job from Starla.
Probably not the person you'd want bringing the ball up, but it's after the pass and the switch to break the press. That's what ended up happening.
Pacquilinowan, basket won't count. That's going to be a turnover and a charge called against her.
She probably didn't expect anybody there. The last couple times she's gone through the lane, there's been no one, so she was a little surprised, I think, to have someone standing there. And here we go. Pacquilinowan is heading out.
She's going to be out of the game now. Next will probably be Balistreri. But you got to try and keep a big in as long as you can because La Verne does have the height, and they rebound, so you've got to have rebounders in. So there's a take. That's Johnson, rebounded by Balistreri. Point-blank layup missed by La Verne. That was Naomi Jackson, actually. And here is Leah Tan up top. 7 minutes to play now in this final quarter. Here's Kaylee Watanabe into the game for the first time, the junior from Santa Clara, California. She goes high up to Starla Murillo. Had it, gathers it again, up with her right.
Good
makes
job.
it, though. Nice job in the paint. She had 3 La Verne Leopards around her, lost it, was able to gather it, and then composed herself. And then a quick shot on the other end by Jackson. And here comes Redlands the other way. Leah Tan ran right into the trap. And that's going to be a jump ball. And Coach Murphy not happy with Tan. She dribbled right into the trap. And that's not what you want to see. But it is going to be remaining with the Bulldogs, though, after this media timeout.
You got to love a coach that you're up by 34 points, but you're still coaching the players, right? It doesn't matter. He knows that all these girls that are getting playtime now, they're the future of Bulldog basketball once some of these seniors graduate. And you got to coach him. You got to continue to develop him. He's not going to change his expectations just because it's a 34-point lead. Everybody on the court right now has got to get better. As far as Balistrieri is concerned, she'll probably see play until about 2 or 3 minutes. You're still going to want to protect that rim, I would imagine. But for the rest of them, the other starters are probably done for the night. There's no use risking hurting somebody. They've played really well, and now you can get some quality minutes for some of these other girls.
I'm interested to see when Leah McKinney is going to go back in for the Bulldogs. She's been working hard during practice. I'd also like to see from the Bulldogs, I'm sure we'll see Monique Carrasco coming back in here shortly. We've also got Mira Allen, number 34. I'd like to see her come in and play a few minutes. But right now, like you said, a lot of players, a lot of the starters on the bench right now, and probably the rest of the way, the last 6:36 we'll see are going to be bench players playing for the U of R, getting them some quality minutes here, which is really important, especially going into a matchup with Claremont on Saturday. So Murillo with a nice pick set high. Ball swung near side. This is Jordan Smith. She's going to go high to Balistrieri, and a hold is going to be called, and that's going to go against La Verne. Coach Murphy saying you've got to get the pass up. You've got a player over 6 feet tall. You threw it short. You've got to get it high for her to reach.
Yeah, Balistrieri didn't have great position there, but because she's so tall, you can loft that right over the defender and get it to her in the paint right underneath the basket for a high percentage shot. Just need to get that ball up a little higher, a little farther. Starla Murillo, 4 points tonight. She's not known as a scorer. It's fun to see her score a few points down in the paint.
And it all started with Kaylee Watanabe. Great vision. Got around the pick, comes around the other side, drops it off to Murillo, who is wide open. The open shot there from La Verne all the way up to Balistrieri, runs the floor and lays it up. Murillo, defensive rebound, all the way out to the outside. And then Balistrieri running the floor on the other end.
What's fun to see these girls on the court right now, all the girls that don't get a lot of play time as they throw one away there.
That was Murillo. Great defensive rebound. Just a little bit too anxious there and throws it away. So 73-35. And Balistrieri is going to come out of the game, and here comes Leah McKinney back in. Mira Allen coming in as well. Number 34 for the Bulldogs, in for Jordan Smith. So Redlands playing all 5 reserves right now in the game with 5:37 to play. 73-35 to score. And Coach Murphy taking all of his starters out. You don't want to risk injury right now, especially with a few minutes left. As we have a layup inside, great vision there to number 42, Kayla Rubio. Nice feed from Monica Garcia Silva. And here comes La Verne. They're still using their trap and press right now. And Redlands was able to break it. Here's Kaylee Watanabe running the point now for the maroon and gray. She's going to swing it up top. That's McKinney. Goes inside of Murillo. A little push from behind. And they're going to call Marissa Howe with the push in the back. Marissa Howe this season, she's averaging 17.8 points per game, shooting 40% from the field. She has 0 points this evening, and she's been playing.
That is so unlike her. It's one of those fluky things. Well, we saw Hannah Jerry the other night put up 0 points as well. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes it's just not your night. Sometimes credit to the other team and the way that they played. It just hasn't been her night tonight. It's not for lack of effort or lack of try as they turn the ball over there.
Here's Watanabe with the steal. La Verne turns it over. Watanabe, great heads-up play to get into that passing lane. She then elects to pull it back out, up top to Watanabe. Here comes the trap. She's going to have it with her left. She's going to skip it out. This is Mira Allen for 3. That's short. And gathered here by La Verne. Watanabe was there, couldn't get in front of her, though. And here comes Naya Alcurry. Here's Murillo. Good take with the left. Good by Monica Garcia Silva. 73-39 the score with 4:14 to play. Watanabe has it, swings it all the way over to Leah Tan. They break the press. Watanabe has it up top. He wants the trap to come again. Outlets it over to Leah Tan. Wide open three. Over to Murillo. Swings it near side. This is Mira Allen. That shot's off the backboard. And we're going back the other way. Here comes Jazlyn Johnson with her left. Count the basket. The body against Kaylee Watanabe. Jazlyn Johnson gets the body on her, but was able to stay up in the air and make it off the backboard. And now she's going to the line to try and convert the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Unfortunately, Watanabe moved her feet when she tried to take the charge. She moved her feet, and the ref saw that, and they gave the foul to Jazlyn Johnson.
So all 3 free throws good from Johnson. Subs into the game. Here comes Monique Carrasco. She's going to come in for Leah Tan, so she's done for the evening with 3:49 to play. Bulldogs lead 73-42. And then a turnover from Murillo. Three-pointer from Howe. Front iron, no good. Gathered by La Verne, and they were able to throw it off of Murillo. And it's going to remain with La Verne, 20 on the shot clock.
La Verne's going to continue to play hard no matter what. That's what Jason Pruitt instills in his team. He's still coaching hard. He expects them to play hard. And if you're the Bulldogs, this younger group here, you're going to have to match that. Otherwise, film session tomorrow, Coach Murph's going to be a little unhappy. And he's out here coaching too. You give credit to both coaches. This is why they are so good. This is why they're so successful. We have another
turnover there. That's Starla Murillo, who turns it over for the second time. She was trying to get to Watanabe, but then La Verne turns it over again. Again, another turnover from Murillo. That's 3 straight turnovers from her trying to get through this press. And then the foul on Watanabe, and that's going to be 3 free throws for number 12, Jaylen Curry. And that's going to be her second personal. But Starla Murillo, 3 turnovers on 3 straight possessions. And that's not what you like to see from your sophomore forward from Fremont. So this press causing a lot of issues right now for the Bulldogs. And there really is no point guard bringing the ball up. The trap is coming from La Verne, and it's been causing some havoc here for the Maroon and Gray.
Yeah, they haven't had a lot of minutes this year, and all of a sudden you got a team going full press on you, 100%, just full steam ahead, and they're struggling with it a little bit. They're going to have to figure out a way to work through it. Luckily, the cushion is 29 points right now, so I think it's going to be out of reach. But you've got to figure out something. You've got to settle down a little bit, something that the vets understand how to do, but sometimes the younger players aren't as good at. They're able to break the press here, though. Oh,
but then on the other side, Carrasco throws it away, so this time they're able to break it. But something to think about, instead of Murillo taking the ball out, and they've done this in the past, Alyssa Downs, a great ball handler, takes the ball out, throws it in, they can get it back to her, and then they can run the floor. As we have another foul on a three-point attempt, and that's going to send, again, Curley to the line for 3 free throws. This foul is going to go against Watanabe again. That's her 3rd personal. And that sends La Verne to the line for 3 free throws, and it stops the clock with 3:07 to play. Now, granted, the deficit is just too much to overcome, but you really want to show that you can hold them to much lower than their average. And I know we're trying to get a lot of quality playing minutes here for the reserve players for the U of R.
Yeah, right now La Verne is imposing their will in terms of their style of play. And good learning experience if you're the younger girls out there right now. You're seeing some action, full speed effort from the other team, and you're just going to have to work through it. Coach Murph isn't going to take them out. He's going to make them play the last 3 minutes of the game.
Of course, 73-48, and again, you've got Murillo. If I was Coach Murphy, I would have Carrasco or one of the guards take it out and then find them open and then pass it right back to them. So a 5-second violation called on Murillo. So another turnover. The Bulldogs just can't even get it into their offensive half.
I think that's 6 straight turnovers.
So that is just not good to see here. That press causing a lot of issues for the Maroon and Gray. Here is number 10, Naomi Jackson goes into the paint, draws the foul. That's a foul on Watanabe again. That's 4 personal fouls on her. That's 15th foul and 2 shots coming up for Naomi Jackson. So Kaylee Watanabe has come in late in the 4th, and she's already has 4 fouls on her. Number 10, Naomi Jackson, 2 free throws, knocks down the first, 73-49. 3 minutes to play. Not much time is coming off the clock between these possessions. And this is a high-scoring offense for La Verne.
Yeah, Watanabe, 4 personal fouls in pretty much
in and out.
Pretty much 2 minutes. I mean, you get 5 of them, and I'm not sure you always want to use all 5 of them, not in that short of a time frame.
So Kendall Stanley with the offensive board. This actually sends Redlands to the line for free throws because of the over-the-back call, and that's 4 fouls against Kendall Stanley. The 5th team foul, and that's going to send Leah McKinney to the line for 2 free throws. This is one way to get over into the offensive half for the Maroon and Gray. First free throw from McKinney is good. The southpaw knocks down the first.
Just anything right now to slow down the game for the Bulldogs and get them on the offensive end. They haven't seen this side of the court in the last minute and a half.
The last score was 73-35, and the Bulldogs lead now 74-49.
Yeah,
talk about a run.
That would be a 14-1 run. That's tough. And, again, they hadn't seen this side of the court in a while, so it'll be good to watch them at least run a little bit of offense here.
So here's some pressure on Watanabe. She has it with the right. The trap is coming. La Verne is really trying to force the turnovers as they go inside to Murillo. Has it blocked, though, by Stanley. And La Verne outlets it. Here they come the other way. 2:38 to play. They drop it off to the other side. Swing it near side now. 3-pointer, back iron, no good. And a rebound by Stanley. And here is Naomi Jackson with it. Into the paint. Right-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by number 34, Mira Allen. She gets it in the middle, swings it over to Watanabe. 2:14 to play in the 4th.
There is no quit in this Leo team, and you love to see stuff like that, especially if you're Jason Pruitt. You love to see your team. No quit, no matter the score, no matter who's in the game. It doesn't matter. You play hard all the time.
Starla Murillo, nice play inside. Starla Murillo, nice play, but ends up not being able to convert the layup. And then on the other side, you got number 24, Kendall Stanley, with a defensive rebound, and she is going to foul out of the game. That's 5 on her, but she was coming out of the game anyways. So 74-49. 1:53 to go in the 4th quarter. Mira Allen's going to take it out of play. She's going to drop it short to Leah McKinney. Tries to go up with her right. Here's Murillo. Here's Mira Allen. Pull-up jumper in the paint. That's good. Mira Allen, the first year from Santa Ana who attended Foothill High School, connects. And then on the other side, La Verne, a 3-pointer off the mark. Offensive rebound for Kayla Rubio, and she puts it away for 2. She's got 8 points on the night now.
You'd like to see Leah McKinney box out a little bit better than that, especially against Kayla Rubio, who is the SCIAC's leading rebound getter.
So here is the score, 76-51. Watanabe has it, 1:14 to play. The starters have not been playing for the Bulldogs probably since the couple minutes into the 4th quarter, as we have a 3-pointer, back iron, no good, from Monique Carrasco. Offensive board by Watanabe. And we have a hand check called on La Verne, and Watanabe's to the line for 2 free throws. It's going to go against number 23, Keonjay Smith, the freshman from Sacramento. And Watanabe to the line to shoot 2 free throws. We've got 5 players coming into the game for La Verne. So even with under a minute to play, Jason Pruitt continuing to put the 5 in, 5 out right now.
Yeah, he's going to continue to play their style of basketball and continue to get better at it.
So we've got under a minute to play, 76-51 the score. Watanabe misses the first, makes the second though, so 1 for 2. Scores now 77-51. Interesting thing will be here for La Verne. Are they going to foul now? As that's a turnover here by the Leopards. They have the trap here on Watanabe. McKinney was able to get it. Almost a double dribble. Here's Mira Allen. She pulls it out, though. And the foul is called on Vanessa Maldonado, number 2. Mira Allen had a point-blank layup. Coach Murphy tells her to pull it out. Smart play not to run the score up. But then Mira Allen gets fouled, and she's going to the line for 2.
Yeah, if you're the Bulldogs at this point, you want to run the clock out. And you don't want to pour on. You've got quite a lead here, so you're trying to do the sportsmanlike thing and just finish the game. But University of La Verne, they're not going to go away easy.
Offensive rebound there by Mira Allen. Misses the second free throw. Leah McKinney's there. Here comes the trap. 2 Leopards come up. There's Watanabe. Coach Pruitt's telling them not to foul. Watanabe has it. 25 on the shot clock. Here's Mira Allen down low. That is Leah McKinney. Lays it up for 2. Not sure if Coach Murphy wanted that, but she lays it up for 2. It's 80-51. The shot from number 1, Nia Curry, off the mark, and a rebound here by Mira Allen. Here's Watanabe, splits the defense, 9 seconds to play. Here comes La Verne, still providing the pressure. The trap up top, trying to get a turnover, and it looks like La Verne won't foul, and that's going to be it. 80-51 the score. Bulldogs pull off the win here inside Courier Gym, 80-51 over the University of La Verne Leopards. The Bulldogs improved to 11-2 on the year, remain perfect in conference play at 7-0. The Leopards, they drop to 9-6 overall, 2-5 in conference play. Let's talk about some of these final numbers, but first, some takeaways from this evening. What did you like from the Bulldogs tonight?
Early on, they kind of fell into the Leopards game there in the first quarter. I liked that they were able to settle down in the second quarter and then continue to play that style of basketball into the third quarter and partway into the fourth quarter. And at that point, they'd built a 30-point lead. I like seeing that from the Bulldogs. I like seeing them play their game, get the ball into the middle. I liked seeing Cheyenne Pacquilinowan getting back into her groove scoring. I like seeing Angelina Roach continue to score. I like seeing Julia Balistreri continue to play well. And now you've got that extra big that really helps you. Starla Murillo got a lot of minutes tonight too, and I think she got better because of it. Even with a few of the turnover struggles there, that was good for her to cut her teeth on that and see a lot of action.
So talking about some of the scores around the league. For Whittier and Pomona, they're now in overtime. 54-54. That is a great game happening right now. I thought Pomona was going to pull that win off because they're a very talented team. But that game's going to overtime. Then you've got Caltech, Cal Lutheran. Cal Lutheran is up by 10, 65-55. And then you've got Chapman beating Oxy by 20, 63-43. So those are some of the scores from around the league. And then talking about some of the final stats from today's game.
So looking at the stats, the thing that sticks out to me the most is it has to be the field goal percentage. La Verne got their shots in like we thought they were going to get. They had 83 shots tonight. We knew they were going to take a lot of shots. They just weren't connecting tonight, and that happens. They were big on the offensive rebounds. They out-rebounded offensively over the Bulldogs 9, +9. They were +9. Defensive rebound, not as good. Redlands had 33. Assists, Redlands was sharing the ball a lot. 23 assists tonight to La Verne's 7. Blocks in the paint, the Bulldogs they had 5 blocks tonight. Steals was about even. Again, Redlands disciplined, only 12 fouls. Their shooting, however, was lights out tonight. 52.3% from the field, 27% from three-point land, and they shot okay from the free throw line. But La Verne got their turnovers in. They got their shots in. They kind of, at the end there, they played, again, they got back to the game that they wanted to play. Unfortunately, it was too little too late, and the Bulldogs come away with a 29-point victory.
Like we talked about, they remain undefeated in conference play, 7-0 on the season. A great start for them here in the new year. Moving forward into the matchup with Claremont Mudd Scripps this coming Saturday, what are some adjustments they're going to have to make to continue playing good basketball?
Well, I'm not sure that you need to make any adjustments. The only thing, because you were playing good basketball tonight in the second and third quarter, so I suppose the only adjustment you would need to make or what you need to continue to push for is to come out playing that way, right? We felt like they were a little slow today in their play, just falling into La Verne's style of play and kind of getting back into the swing of things. If they're going to beat Claremont, if they're going to beat Pomona Pitzer again, if they're going to beat Whittier again, you can't come out sluggish like that. You have to come out and play your brand of basketball right away.
Absolutely. So those are going to be some adjustments that Coach Murphy's going to be looking at. You don't have much time, though, between the two games. They've been playing a lot of basketball over these last couple of weeks. Like we talked about, they played Chapman on January 10th. They played at Caltech January 12th. Then they were against Cal Lutheran on the 15th. That's 3 games in 1 week. Then you come back playing Pomona on Monday this week. Then you play La Verne tonight. And now you play Claremont again this coming Saturday. Then you have a few days off, and then you play Oxy here at home next week. Or actually, they're away at Oxy next week on the 26th. But this is a lot of basketball for them. Do you think it's taking a toll?
It's definitely taking a toll. And like we talked about before, once again, when you only have 1, maybe 2 days off between games, you don't get a lot of practice in because you're trying to rest the legs. So you miss out on working on some of the stuff that you want to work on, right? If you look at the film and you say, hey, we really need to work on rebounding more, or we need to work on some of the ball movement or our screens or whatever the case may be, you don't really get a chance to work on that. You kind of have to work it out during the game, and we saw that tonight early on. They kind of had to work through some of their stuff, some of their shooting. It'll be nice once they get through this Claremont game. That'll be their longest amount of time off. I think they got 4 days from Saturday to next Wednesday.
Correct.
They'll probably get a day off in there just away from the team just to kind of give them time to just unwind from basketball, right? And then they'll probably get back to the hardwood on Monday, get a really good practice in, work on some of the stuff they want to do. Tuesday will be your day to just kind of go over film, make sure that you're squared away on whatever you need, and then you've got Occidental on the road.
So that's going to do it for us here inside Courier Gym. Charlie Yeager joining me tonight. I'm Lance Franey, Sports Information Director here at the University of Redlands. What a great game once again to be able to do here on the Bulldog Sports Network. The next time we're going to be streaming live here on the campus of the University of Redlands will be on January 29th, which will be next Saturday when the Bulldogs host Pomona Pitzer for a doubleheader. And Charlie, I'm actually going to be having you do that game solo that evening because I'm going to be running the scoreboard for the game. We've got to move some workers around. So, again, it's going to be an exciting 2 games for you that evening. We got a doubleheader, the men's and women's games. The women will play at 7, the men at 5 that day. So once again, we want to thank you all for tuning in this evening here to our live NCAA Division III broadcast of women's basketball here on the Bulldog Sports Network. I'm Lance Franey, joined by Charlie Yeager. Bulldogs pull off the win 80-51 in impressive fashion, holding the high-powered La Verne offense to a low-scoring affair, probably one of their lowest-scoring totals of the season. Bulldogs are going to be back in action this coming Saturday on the road for a doubleheader at Claremont Mudd Scripps. The men will play at 5, the women at 7. Those games will be streamed live. Make sure to go to GoRedlands.com for all the live stat and video links for that game. And the next time we will be at home here for the University of Redlands women's basketball team, it will be next Saturday, January 29th, against Pomona Pitzer here at 7 o'clock, and that game will be streamed live here on the Bulldog Sports Network. One change to the schedule. The game against Occidental, which was scheduled for January 5th, which was postponed due to COVID-19 health and safety protocols, that game has been moved to February on the 7th. So February 7th, it's a Monday night. That game against Oxy will be moved to that game, and that game will also be streamed live here on the Bulldog Sports Network. So one change for all of you at home watching. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Bulldogs win 80-51. They remain perfect in conference play at 7-0. We have a good one over on the road, though. The men's basketball team, they trail 65-63 at La Verne with 5 minutes to play in the second half. That's going to be a good one, so make sure to hop on over there and watch the conclusion of that game going down to the wire. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in here on our YouTube channel for Bulldog Athletics. I'm Lance Frady, joined by Charlie Yeager. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll catch you next time here on GoRedlands.com.